The Lord be with you.
And also with you.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to St. Mark.
Glory to you, Lord Christ.
The Pharisees and some of the experts in the law who had come from Jerusalem gathered around Jesus. They had observed a few of his disciples eating meals without having purified, that is to say, washed their hands. The Pharisees, and in fact all Jews, cling to the custom of their ancestors, who never eat without scrupulously washing their hands. Moreover, they never eat anything from the market without first sprinkling it. There are many other traditions they observe, for example, the washing of cups and kettles and jugs. So the Pharisees and the scribes questioned Jesus, "Why do your disciples not follow the tradition of our ancestors, but instead take food without purifying their hands?" Jesus said to them, "How accurately Isaiah prophesied about you hypocrites when he wrote, 'This is a people pays me lip service, but their hearts is far from me. Empty is the reverence they do me, because they teach as dogmas mere human precepts. You disregard God's commands and cling to human tradition.'" He summoned the crowd again and said to them, "Hear me, all of you, and understand. Nothing that enters a person from outside can make that person impure. That which comes out of the person's heart, and that is what constitutes impurity. Let everyone hear what he or she hears. Wicked designs come from the deep recesses of the heart. Acts of fornication, theft, murder, adulterous conduct, greed, maliciousness, deceit, sensuality, envy, blasphemy, arrogance, an obtuse spirit. All of these evil things come from within and render a person impure." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Christ.
You know, I have a family member that has no sense of hygiene, and he has dirty hands. And if you were at the dinner table with this person, you would never ask him to pass you anything that he had to touch, because you probably wouldn't want to eat it after he touched it. And he doesn't get sick. He just has dirty hands all the time. And he eats food that he wouldn't touch, he'll eat it. His body somehow can withstand it. And it kind of verifies what's going on in the gospel today. We're not talking about dirty hands, are we? We're talking about what's customary. And people who don't follow our traditions and our customs are somehow not good because they're not like us. And 2,000 years ago, we're talking about this thing. And today, we can see that same thing in our communities. People who are different because of their nationality or their faith or the part of the world they come from. And in this world where we send people to other countries, and even in our own country, we see all of these people who are not here by birth, they're here by immigration, and we're very suspicious of them because their customs are different, and their perfumes don't smell like they're really perfume at all, but maybe they're covering up body odor. And we think, well, they must be dirty, because they're not following our customs, and they're different from us. And so right away, there's something wrong with them. The truth of the matter is, it's not about them, it's about us. And it's about what we're doing. You know, we're judging another person that may be a very good person, just follows a different custom. It's not about their perfume or their dirty hands or the foods they eat, but rather about what they feel and what we ought to be feeling. You know, when we talk about unchastity, theft, murder, adultery, greed, malice, deceit, licentiousness, envy, blasphemy, arrogance, folly, and everything else that feels good. You know, those are the things that are going to defile us. It's not about what those other people are doing. And so, you know, we have to go back to what Jesus tells us repeatedly, that, you know, love our neighbors as ourselves, even the ones that aren't very easy to love. You know, the people in our world that would do us harm. And that's really it's a tall order to give somebody, to say, that person cannot stand you, but you have to love them if you're going to live in Christ's world. Christ wants us to love them anyway. And that's a reach. And so he's asking us to reach. And he's telling us the bad stuff's on the inside, not on the outside. And we have to get rid of the bad stuff that's on the inside in order to find, you know, true peace within ourselves. And I don't know, can we do it? It's been working on it for 2,000 years and we haven't done it yet. We're still here, we're still pointing fingers at the people in our community that we don't find to be very nice. You know, they're unsavory to us for some reason or another. And, you know, we have to grow within ourselves to reach out to those people. And, you know, you get to know them on a personal level, and suddenly you go, but they're different. And we start telling them, well, yeah, but, you know, he's from India, but he's different from those other Indians. Or he's black, but he's not like those other blacks. And suddenly you get on a personal level and you discover they want all the same things in life that we want. They want peace and respect and family and safety and security and a decent job and a roof over our head and food on our table. And there's a lot more that we have in common with these other people than we have that are different. And the fact that they live a little bit different in their customs is really what makes us a great country and a great world, so that we can see these differences and grow within them and maybe expand our own horizons. And the food sometimes is really good too. So I would ask that you try to, you know, the next time you see somebody on the street and you go, I don't know that person, you know, maybe they're not so bad. Maybe that's somebody you ought to get to know and do a little growing.